CBN debt. Federal government National Assembly indicted as Nigerians react to $13.8 billion owed to foreign banks. Wow. You see, CBN and federal government are owing foreign banks $13.8 billion. What did they do with the money? Okay, and this is very, very serious, but it's part of the reasons our money is suffering. This is part of the reasons that we're having economic issues in Nigeria. Okay, our country borrow, and they borrow to share. They don't borrow to invest. They borrow to do infrastructural projects that do not actually generate returns, that cannot even pay back the loan. You cannot borrow money and put it to where and use it to construct road, use it to build schools or to build anything. Okay, and so when you do that, you are not putting the money where it can pay itself back. You have to, when you borrow money, you invest it where it will pay itself back. Any loan that cannot pay itself back is a bad loan. And most of the loans, over 99% of the loans Nigeria has taken as a government or as a nation, they are all bad loans because they were either shared or put in a project that cannot be accounted for, or put in projects that cannot pay back the loan. And then we're going to have pressure on the so-called resources we're getting or revenues we're getting from oil production alone. So it doesn't make sense. There's no economic sense in the borrowing that we borrow in Nigeria. Now, CBN is already owing $13.8 billion to foreign banks. And that is why Nigerians are frowning, Nigerians are unhappy, and are indicting both CBN and the federal government in this regard. Let's see what is popping up there. Okay, the Central Bank of Nigeria has drawn the ire of Nigerians on social media as they revealed a $13.8 billion debt owed to foreign banks, JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs. Can you imagine? Nairametrics reported that the Apex Bank owes JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs a combined sum of $7.5 billion as of the financial year ending December 2022. Also included as part of its liabilities is another $6.3 billion owed in foreign currency forwards. This was contained in the audited financial statement of the Apex Bank published on its website. Can you imagine? So an audit was conducted on the transactions and activities of central bank, and that is where this information got revealed, and they put it on their website. Okay, that is very bad. Nigerians have taken to social media to express their concern about the debt, as many question why the CBN was using the country's foreign reserves as collateral for loans, while others blame the lack of oversight from the National Assembly. Exactly. The National Assembly, you have more of tips there now. That is the truth. Okay, they will not provide any form of oversight because once they tip them off, it's an assembly of bribe. Just give them something and you get what you want. You move forward. That is how bad our National Assembly is. So there are a few comments from a few individuals here. One of them is Carlo Aja, questioned why National Assembly failed to provide oversight functions that would have stopped Buhari and Emefiele from taking the loan. Who owns FX reserves? CBN, who spent FX reserves? Yes. CBN spent on what? Defending the Naira. Why did the Naira need defending? Because it was weak. That is one Naira to $469 officially before anyway. Why was the Naira weak? Many reasons, but a big reason was the CBN printed 23 trillion Naira for Buhari to spend at will. Without oversight, who should have provided oversight on the printing of 23 trillion Naira? Well, National Assembly and Debt Management Office, so the CBN printed 23 trillion Naira, which own FX, made the Naira lose value. Then same CBN used foreign reserves to prop up the Naira. They were weakening, okay? Yes, will anyone go to jail? No, it depends, okay? So those are the That's what the guy wrote on his Twitter page. Another Twitter person said that second term with no guardrails from the National Assembly wrecked the economy. I hope you realize why institutions matter and why independent entities must function as well. Okay. Wow. So another Twitter user also wrote, as Tola expressed his disappointment towards the debt and sees the lack of oversight as economic sabotage. Now, reading the CBN financials, and this is so unfair, this is wickedness. How does the CBN Governor Emefiele mismanage any entire economy like this with no oversight and no care for the 200 million or over 200 million people who will pay the price for such mismanagement? This is purely economic sabotage. Really, really, really very bad. Okay. So some other person is saying here, uh, Malaki Odo is of the opinion that aside CBN's debt, NNPC's financial statement also should be looked into. People have only had a sneak peek into the affairs of CBN under Emefiele Buhari, and tears are flowing. By the time NNPC books are opened up, blood will flow. The thievery that went on between 2015 and 2023 is unprecedented. It's actually very, very huge. Very, very huge. Very, very huge. Okay, another person here, Redwan Oke, believes Buhari should also be blamed for CBN's debt due to the fact that he renewed Emefiele's tenure. You can't put the whole CBN issue on Emefiele. While Emefiele is naturally an unfortunate person, Buhari didn't just renew his tenure. He supervised his atrocities and personally. So each of Buhari's appointees knew from the date of their appointment that no matter how bad they were, they had job security. At no point did he fire any of his appointees for underperforming. The few he had to let go, he was literally forced to take action or they had to resign due to pressure from the public. He appointed them and led them to continue misbehaving as these economic woes. Okay. He supervised them personally and he is responsible for all of them. That is Buhari's legacy. But unfortunately, Buhari himself, did he actually knew what was happening? He did not. That is the truth. Okay. So there are a few comments here. One of the commentators is saying, we don't expect anything less than this from brainless guy called Buhari. More will still come. Northerners' achievement. That is the achievement. They won't say anything, but rather death to America, who has done literally nothing against them. Shame on the Northerners. That's exactly. So this guy is referring to the protests that happened in the north with respect to the ECOWAS plan to invade the Nigerian Republic. That's where this guy is drawing his comment from. Some say we are told that Nigerians voted APC back into the presidency. Nigerians did not vote APC. APC rigged themselves into power using the power of incumbency. Tinubu is miles apart from Buhari. It is what you know unless you want to be cheeky. Okay? Now, wow. This money printing by CBN at the instance of the presidency is one of the worst things that has ever happened to this nation. People are yet to grasp the devastation it is bringing and will continue to bring to this nation. Exactly. Okay. Unfortunately, corruption that took place under Tinubu's government, under Buhari's government, was so unprecedented and was so huge for a man that came on the mantra of fighting corruption. And again, the one that is going to take place under Tinubu is going to be 10 times the one that took place under Buhari. So Nigeria will continue to nosedive. It's quite unfortunate we're on this path. So thank you for listening. And let's have a comment on this issue of 13 point something million dollars that Nigeria is owing foreign banks, about $13.8 billion. $13.8 billion that Nigeria is owning or is owing foreign banks, Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. Quite unfortunate.